Chosen one, come a little closer. I don't need you to sit down in fear this time. I need you to come close enough to hear me clearly. Because for a long time, you have been answering to names that were never yours. You answered to forgotten. You answered to delayed. You answered to almost but not quite. You answered to the one who always has to wait. But those names were never mine for you. I have been calling you by another name the entire time. A name that carries weight. A name that carries purpose. A name that carries provision. A name that carries peace. And today, I am not speaking to the version of you that is tired. I am speaking to the version of you that I have been protecting, shaping, and preparing in secret. You thought the silence meant I had left. I never left. You thought the closed doors meant I had forgotten. I never forgot. You thought the long nights meant I was finished with you. I was only getting started. Every time you felt invisible, I was watching. Every time you felt unheard, I was listening. Every time you felt like giving up, I was holding you in place, so you would not walk away from what I had already written for you. I need you to understand something important today. The delay was never punishment. The delay was protection. There were things attached to the version of you that was ready too early, that would have destroyed what I wanted to give you. There were people who would have used you. There were opportunities that looked like blessings, but would have become cages. There were versions of success that would have cost you your peace, your health, and your soul. So I slowed everything down. Not because I was cruel, because I love you too much to let you receive something your character could not yet carry. You have been asking me for open doors. I have been asking you for an open heart. You have been asking me for breakthrough. I have been asking you to become the kind of person who can sustain the breakthrough once it arrives. That is why the process felt so long. I was not just preparing the blessing, I was preparing you to hold it without losing yourself. Type, I receive this, if you understand that the waiting was never wasted. Now listen carefully. Something has shifted. Not outside of you first, inside of you. You may have already felt it in small ways. Old things no longer satisfy you the way they used to. Conversations that once felt normal now feel empty. Certain people drain you faster than before. Certain habits no longer bring comfort. Certain environments no longer feel like home. That is not depression. That is elevation. You are outgrowing the container you have been living in. And when a person begins to outgrow their old container, two things always happen at the same time. The old life starts to feel tight. The new life starts to pull. That pulling sensation you have been feeling in your spirit is not anxiety. It is alignment. I am drawing you forward, not into something random, into something I have already prepared. There is a version of your life that already exists in my mind, a version where your mornings feel lighter, a version where your decisions are clearer, a version where your provision is consistent, a version where your relationships are healthier, a version where your purpose is no longer a question mark, and the only thing that has been missing is your willingness to stop answering to the old name. So today, I am calling you by the name I have always used for you. You are not the one who is always almost there. You are the one who arrives on time according to my calendar. You are not the one who is overlooked. You are the one I have been positioning in private, so that when you are revealed, no one can deny it was me. You are not the one who is behind. You are the one who is being protected from arriving too early. Type 1111 if you accept this new identity. I know you still carry questions. Why did certain people leave? Why did certain opportunities fall through? Why did certain prayers seem to go unanswered for so long? Here is the truth. Some people left because they were only assigned to a chapter, not the whole book. Some opportunities fell through because they would have required you to shrink in order to fit them. Some prayers were delayed because the answer I wanted to give you was bigger than the request you were making. You were asking for relief. I was preparing restoration. You were asking for a door. I was preparing a new room entirely. You were asking for help. I was preparing a complete shift in how you see yourself. That is why it took time. And now, the time of preparation is completing. I am not saying everything will change in one day. I am saying the direction of your life is changing. From this point forward, you will begin to notice a different flow. Things that used to require heavy striving will begin to require less force. Doors that used to stay locked will begin to open with less resistance. Conversations that used to leave you empty will begin to feel different. Opportunities will start finding you instead of you always having to chase them. This is what alignment feels like. It does not mean there will be no challenges. It means the challenges will no longer have the same power to define you. You will still face tests, but the tests will now reveal strength instead of exposing weakness. You will still face decisions, but the decisions will come with clearer peace. You will still face moments of uncertainty, but the uncertainty will no longer feel like abandonment, because you now know I am with you in a deeper way than before. Stay close to me in this season. When things begin to move, the temptation will be to run ahead of me. Excitement can make people rush. Fear can make people freeze. Old habits can make people try to control what is meant to unfold. I need you to do something different this time. Move with me, not ahead of me. Trust the pace I set. Do not force what I am already bringing. There is a difference between faith and forcing. Faith says, I trust you even when I cannot see the full picture. Forcing says, I need this to happen on my timeline, or I will make it happen myself. I am asking you to choose faith, because what I am releasing into your life cannot be managed by control. It must be received by trust. Type, I will trust the pace if you agree. Now I want to speak to the places in you that still feel tender. I know there are memories that still sting. I know there are disappointments that still sit in the quiet corners of your heart. I know there are moments when you still wonder if you are truly worthy of what is coming. Hear me clearly. You are not receiving these things because you finally became perfect. You are receiving them because I chose you long before you felt ready. Your worth was never based on your performance. Your worth was established when I decided to call you mine. The tears you cried did not disqualify you. The doubts you carried did not cancel the promise. The seasons of weakness did not remove my hand from your life. I have seen every private battle. I have collected every silent prayer. I have watched every time you chose to keep going when no one was clapping for you. And none of it was wasted. I am a redeemer. That means I take what looked like loss and turn it into foundation. I take what looked like delay and turn it into precision. I take what looked like rejection and turn it into redirection. You are about to understand many things in reverse. You will look back and realize that certain closed doors saved you. You will look back and realize that certain goodbyes protected you. You will look back and realize that certain seasons of loneliness were actually seasons of deep construction. Nothing was random. Even the pain had purpose. Type 777 if you believe nothing was wasted. As this new chapter unfolds, there is something else I need you to prepare for. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some people were comfortable with the version of you that was still struggling. Some people felt needed when you were still broken. Some people only knew how to relate to you in your weakness. When you begin to walk in greater strength, clarity, and peace, it will disturb certain dynamics. Do not be surprised by this. Do not fight to keep people who are committed only to the old version of you. I am not asking you to become cold. I am asking you to become wise. Love people, but do not shrink to keep them comfortable. The new level of your life will require a new level of boundaries, a new level of discernment, a new level of self-respect. You cannot carry old weights into a new assignment. Some habits must go. Some mindsets must go. Some relationships must be released with peace. This is not cruelty. This is clarity. I am making room for better connections, room for healthier love, room for opportunities that match the person you are becoming. And yes, new people are coming. People who will not need you to explain your entire story, just to be understood. People who will recognize the oil on your life without you having to prove it. People who will speak life instead of draining it. People who will walk with you, not just use you for a season. Pay attention to peace. When someone is sent by me, there will be a sense of rest in your spirit, even if the relationship stretches you. When someone is not sent by me, there will be a subtle tension that never fully leaves. Trust that inner knowing. I am sharpening your discernment in this hour. Before we continue, I want to share something important with you. Many people watching this have been asking how to shift their financial reality faster. There is a short 7-second brain method that has been circulating. Originally connected to research, some claim was studied in intelligence circles and later examined by neuroscience labs. People are reporting unusual shifts in their ability to attract provision and break old scarcity patterns. If you feel led, check the link in the description and comments, but only if your spirit feels peace about it. Never chase anything that replaces your trust in me. Now let me speak about provision. I know the financial pressure has been heavy for some of you. I know the numbers have not always added up. I know there have been nights when you calculated and recalculated and still felt short. I see it, and I want you to know that your provision is not limited to what you can currently see. I am the God who multiplies. I am the God who opens unexpected doors. I am the God who can cause resources to find you from directions you never considered. But here is what I need from you in this season. Stop speaking lack over your life as if it is permanent. Your words are seeds. Your focus is a magnet. Your expectation is a doorway. If you keep rehearsing the story of there is never enough, you will keep living inside that story. I am inviting you into a different story. A story where I am your source. A story where sudden provision is possible. A story where overdue things begin to arrive. A story where you no longer live in constant survival mode. This does not mean you become passive. It means you work from trust instead of from panic. There is a big difference. Panic says, if I don't force this, I will drown. Trust says, I will be faithful with what is in my hand, while I believe you are already moving what I cannot yet see. Choose trust. Type, God is my source if you receive this. I also want to talk about your voice. For a long time, many of you have stayed quiet. You stayed quiet because you were afraid of being misunderstood. You stayed quiet because previous times you spoke. It cost you. You stayed quiet because you did not feel qualified. But silence is no longer required. There is something I have placed inside you that is meant to be released. It may look like wisdom. It may look like creativity. It may look like leadership. It may look like compassion. It may look like a message that only you can carry in the way you carry it. Whatever it is, I need you to stop burying it. The world does not need another copy of someone else. It needs the authentic version of you, healed, growing, and surrendered. You do not have to be perfect to be used. You only need to be willing. I can work with willingness. I have always been able to work with willingness. Some of you have been searching for practical ways to rewire the mindset of struggle. There is a simple 7-second practice that has been shared widely, linked by some to older research and supported by claims from multiple labs. It is said to help shift brain patterns related to lack and open the mind to receive. If you feel a pull toward it, the link is in the description. Use discernment. Nothing replaces a real relationship with me. Chosen one, I need you to hear this next part slowly. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to be seen. You are allowed to be celebrated. You are allowed to walk into rooms without shrinking. You are allowed to receive good things without apologizing for them. The version of you that felt the need to stay small was formed in seasons of survival. But survival is no longer the assignment. Expansion is. I am expanding your capacity. I am expanding your vision. I am expanding your influence. I am expanding your ability to hold peace in the middle of change. And with expansion comes responsibility. You will be asked to steward more opportunity, more visibility, more influence, more pressure at times, but you will not carry it alone. I am with you. The same grace that sustained you in the wilderness will sustain you in the open place. Do not fear the weight of what is coming. Fear would only be appropriate if you were being asked to carry it by yourself. You are not. I go before you. I walk beside you. I am your rear guard. That is why I keep telling you to stay close to me. Not because I am controlling, because the closer you stay, the clearer you will hear, and the less you will be pulled by every voice that tries to name you incorrectly. There will be moments ahead when things move faster than you expect. Doors will open, conversations will happen, opportunities will appear that feel almost too sudden. When that happens, do not panic. Sudden does not mean chaotic when I am the one orchestrating it. My timing can look sudden to you and still be precise to me. What feels late to your emotions has often been right on time, according to my wisdom. So when acceleration comes, stay grounded, breathe, pray, listen, then move. You do not have to understand every detail before you obey the next step. You only need to know that I am the one leading. Type 222 if you are willing to move when I say move. I also want to prepare you for a deeper level of healing that is still unfolding. Some of the wounds you carry are not loud anymore. They are quiet. They show up as hesitation. They show up as overthinking. They show up as difficulty receiving love or help. They show up as a subtle belief that good things never last. I am touching those places gently, patiently, thoroughly. You may notice old triggers losing strength. You may notice that certain memories no longer produce the same pain. You may notice that you respond to situations with more calm than before. That is me. I am not only changing your circumstances, I am changing the places inside you that were shaped by disappointment. Because I do not want you to arrive in the new season still chained to the old pain. You deserve to enjoy what I am giving you. You deserve to feel safe inside the blessings. You deserve to laugh again without waiting for the other shoe to drop. That is part of the restoration. I am restoring your ability to feel joy without fear. Let me say that again. I am restoring your ability to feel joy without fear. Receive it. One more time for those who have been struggling with repeated financial cycles. A short 7-second method has been gaining attention, connected by some to older research and later discussed in neuroscience circles. Many are testifying of mindset shifts that preceded unexpected provision. The link is in the description and comments if you want to look into it. Always test everything against peace and wisdom. Chosen one. I want to end this word the way a father ends a long conversation with a child he loves. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are being realigned. The old names are falling off. The old stories are losing their power. The old limitations are being exposed as temporary. What is ahead of you is not a slightly improved version of what you have already lived. It is a different chapter entirely. A chapter where you walk with greater confidence. A chapter where you trust me more than you trust your fear. A chapter where you finally believe that you are allowed to be blessed. I have been calling you by your real name this entire time. Today, I need you to start answering to it. Walk forward, not in arrogance, in quiet confidence, not in striving, in surrender, not in fear, in faith. I am with you. I have always been with you. And what I start, I am faithful to complete. Type Amen if you receive this entire word. Stay close. The best of what I have prepared for you is no longer far away. It is beginning now.